And just like that, it is a Monday night with your girl, Valby. I am your purpose pusher, your fellow dream chaser, the absolute best goal friend. That's GOAL friend, and your midwife on a Monday night. Again, happy Monday, everybody. Seems like I have not been on live in forever. I've been trying to build my TikTok audience, so I've been uh, kind of fooling around with those particular videos or what have you. But it's good to be back. So it's good to see you all as you come on in. Just come in and speak. I'm not gonna be on very long. It's been a tiring day. Uh, Hey Ariel, hey my sweet Ariel. Again, I'm not gonna be on long, so I just kind of let me adjust the light. And I had this bright idea to do my live outside tonight. So I'm hoping that this light does not attract bugs. So again, won't be on long. As you come on, feel free to speak. Don't forget the rule of loving and sharing when you come on. Again, I've missed you guys. If as you come in, just speak. It's kind of hard to see outside. Don't forget to love and share. But as I said, I'm not going to be on long. It seems like I hadn't been off in forever. But I just really wanted to talk briefly on the topic. They don't want this smoke. They don't want this smoke. They don't want this smoke. You're probably like, who is they, Val B? Who in the world are you talking about? I'm talking about the enemy. Who I'm talking about 9 times out of 10. Hey sis, just stay with me for tonight. Again, I said I won't be long. Don't forget to love and share. They don't want this smoke. When I'm saying they, I mean the enemy. I mean the adversary. I mean the one that's opposing you, the one that's setting traps for you. Hey, my sister Tab, the ones that's just trying to tear you down, the ones that's super critical. Now, there's a difference in constructive criticism and being critical. You know, some people, everything they say is negative. I don't know why you did that. I don't know why she said that. I don't know why he wore it. I don't know why. You know, you got those type of critical people. You have some people, their criticism is meant to build you up. It's meant to edify you. It's kind of meant to develop you. Then you got some people when they talking to build you down. But the thing is, they don't want this smoke. And what I wanted to remind you of is that the enemy was going to take you out. He should have gotten you when you were discouraged. He should have gotten you when you were overwhelmed. He should have gotten you when you were going through depression. He should have gotten you when you were anxious and anxiety, having anxiety. But baby, he don't let you make it to see another day. He don't let you, the enemy actually had the audacity to allow you to see March gladness. And he think you're not going to walk in the glory. He think you're not going to walk in your happiness. He think you're not going to walk in your deliverance. Lies he do tell. The enemy don't want this smoke. See, the enemy will try his very best to use people and to use things to distract you. Hey, sis. Hey, Nia. Hey, Sharon. Hey, Angela. The enemy will use things to distract you. The enemy will use things to oppress you, to make you feel like you're almost being suffocated by life. You have some good days and you have some bad days. Remember the song? I've had some good days. I've had some hills to climb. I've had some weary days and some lonely nights. But then what does it say? But as I look around and I think things over, I realize that my good days outweigh my bad days. So what will I do? I will not complain. And we've got to get to a place where we start doing a checks and balance in our life, and we open up our eyes and we change our perspective, and we realize that our good days actually outweigh our bad days. We realize the days that we've, had laughter outweigh the days that we've been sad and cried. We realize that those that are for us are more than those that are against us. So look, let me tell you, if the enemy was gonna get you down, the enemy should have got you when you didn't have a tribe, when you didn't have people praying for you, when you didn't have people pushing you on, when you didn't have people supporting you, when you didn't have people encouraging you. The enemy should have got you when your back was against the wall and you didn't know how things were gonna turn out. The enemy should have got you when you were, like I said, when you were discouraged. Mm-mm. But see, when you find and you realize that there's a greater purpose, even when he's doing, thank you, Neil, even when he's doing the things that he's trying to do to oppress you, even when the enemy is doing what he's trying to do to overwhelm you. I know so many strong people that are at their weakest moments right now. I know so many strong people that are tired right now. Hello. I know so many strong people that want to put everything on pause, want to put everything on the back burner and just say, forget it right now. Get the strong people. I ain't even talking about the weak people right now. I'm talking about the strong people that are finding themselves in a place of just sometimes the enemy will just wear you down till you feel like you just don't have any fight left in you. The enemy will wear you out. He will wear on your emotions. It's like he finds that weak spot. I know many of you have seen the Karate Kid, or you've seen the original Karate Kid, or whether you've seen the remake with Will Smith's son. But I don't know if you remember the part toward the end when they were fighting their opponent, and and he had a weak spot in his side. And then the master of the other team said, finish him, demolish him, finish him, take him out, hit him at that weak spot. And that's what the enemy does. The enemy will try to find your weak spot. The enemy will try to find your Achilles heel. The enemy will try to find the thing that broke you in the past. The enemy will try to find the thing that made you cry. The enemy will try to think that find that thing that really put you in that weird space. And then the enemy will try to take you back to that space. The enemy will try to make you relive that. The enemy will try to make you revisit that. But baby, tell the enemy, so long, bye-bye. Won't be happening today. You don't want this smoke. That's what you got to be bold enough sometimes to tell the enemy. You don't want this smoke. You got to be bold enough to talk back to the enemy. You got to be bold enough to talk crazy to the enemy. You got to be bold enough to let the enemy know what you will accept and what you will not accept. And in this season, what we're not accepting is defeat. What in this season, what we're not accepting is what is it? My mind is going blank. A forfeit. I'm thinking about when the other team, you want to talk so much smoke to the enemy that when it's game day, the enemy don't even show up, and he got to forfeit the win. He got to forfeit your blessings. Your name is already inscribed on the trophy. Your name is already written on success. Your name is already written on the other side where glory is, where victory is, where power is. Baby, so long, bye-bye. We undefeated in this season. And a lot of times when we look, hey sis Andrea, when we look at the scoreboard and it looks like the enemy has us, is one up on us. It looks like the enemy is in the lead. But baby, you got to check out our record. The book said we're undefeated. And what we're going to do is we're going to stay undefeated in this season. So what I did with my tired self, what I did with my want to go to sleep self, what I did with my fatigue self was say, self, you got to get up and you got to encourage the people. You got to get up and you got to remind them that the enemy don't want this smoke. It's my job to remind you what's on the inside of you. I ain't telling you what you don't know. I ain't telling you nothing that you ain't already heard before. What I'm simply doing is giving you a reminder of what you have, what you possess, and how to use what you got to get what you want. You got to use those skills, what's been equipped and empowered in you to get a win in this season, to remain undefeated, to remain the champion. We are champion vessels. And I don't care what the enemy poses to you. I don't care what the enemy brings to you. You got to remind the enemy, you don't want this smoke. Don't forget, if you're on the line right now, go ahead and love and share. Even if you don't share it, go ahead and love for me. So, I believe in the power of agreement, the POA, power of agreement. Go ahead and hashtag that for me. He don't want this smoke. Or hashtag they don't want this smoke. What is the smoke? The smoke is the fire that's inside of you. The smoke is the passion that's saying you still got something. You when you want to give up, you still got to push beyond. I've talked about the North Star before. What drives you when you are at your weakest moment? What drives you when it seems like you've given your all and it seems like you're not reaping a harvest or you're not reaping any results? What pushes you when you want to just say, you know what, been there, done that, got the t-shirt, I quit. I resigned. Erie sent me somebody at his job has sent the message to his team that says effective immediately. I quit. No explanation. Just say effective immediately. I quit. You want to give the devil so much smoke that effective immediately the devil quits. Effective immediately the devil stops calling you with that nonsense. Effective immediately the devil stops texting you with that nonsense. Effective immediately him and his imps can go straight back to the pits of hell from whence they came. Effective immediately. Cut, end scene, exit stage left. We do not have time for losses in this season. And what I want you to do is to change your perspective. And anytime you think you have attained a loss, anytime you think you have experienced a loss, I need you to change your perspective and realize that you've only experienced a lesson. And if you have to go through it again, you go through it again with experience. You go through it again with a little bit more knowledge. You go through it again, know how to maneuver and navigate through rough times, tough times. It's something inside of you, y'all. I keep telling you, something inside of you called tenacity. Something inside of you called bounce back, that no matter what the enemy, have you ever seen somebody that no matter what the enemy does to them, it seems like they bounce back and it looks like effective immediately, Bernie man. It seems like that it's like the Hebrew boys. You went through the fire, but you don't come out smelling like smoke. Man, y'all, my neighbor's finna get hit with this because I'm finna get real loud in a minute. I need you to understand where you are. I need you to understand whose you are. And I know sometimes when you like you do lives and then you like lately I haven't been coming on Monday, so you lose your audience. I ain't even worried about that tonight. What I'm worried about are the ones that the Lord has assigned me to on tonight to remind you that even in your tiredness, even in your wanting to give up, even in it seems like it's not working together, even when it it seems like you have more that's against you that's for you, even when it seems like your enemies are linking up, God is saying, tell your enemy tonight, he don't want this smoke. Hashtag that for me. No smoke. I might have gave y'all this hashtag too long. They don't want just hashtag no smoke. The enemy does not want you to realize how powerful you are, how much strength you have. The enemy does not. So what he's going to do is use every technique and strategy in his little raggedy backpack, in his little raggedy notepad, in his little raggedy steno pad, in his little cross-eyed book of things to do. He's going to use every trick and trap. He's going to use everything he can to get you off focus, to get it simply called distractions, y'all. Distractions. How many of you have faced distractions even in the past few days? Me, she, her. I face distractions. I face where it seemed like it's something that could take me off course. But what I had to do, and I've talked about some of the stuff before, you got to put on blinders, and all you got to have is tunnel vision to see what your end goal is. Have tunnel vision to see what the end is going to be. You got to run on to see what the end is going to be. Let me see what Patton is saying. The enemy will try you recklessly when you're unaware of who you are, but you find out who you are. Then he has to strategize. He's coming with all kinds of tomfoolery. He's coming with all kind of nonsense. But you gotta be bold enough to tell the enemy, you don't want this smoke. This snow. I'm tired. You don't want this smoke. You don't want the fire that you don't want this fire that I got. You don't want this bounce back that I got. You don't want this clap back I got. You don't want this comeback I got. You don't want. I've been going to my nephew's basketball games, and I said I was going to do a live on this about the rebound. We got to learn how to rebound. And they told me, I was talking to some coaches, and they said, V, they call me V at work, or V Brown. V, when you're trying to rebound, when you're on the court, do you know anything about a box out? I said, a box out. What's a box out? Does it come with a taco? Does it come with a smoked sausage and some French fries? What might you be speaking of a box out? I'm thinking about a box of food. I'm thinking about the concession stand. They said, no, V, when you on the court, you got to box out. You set up, you strategize, you set up a certain way when you see your team is up for the rebound, so that the opposing team can't go up for the rebound. Do you realize how many games people have lost simply because they didn't get the rebound? Simply because they let you cannot afford to lose rebounds in life. When you get knocked down, you can't afford to just let the enemy take your vision, take your dreams, take your goals, take your purpose. You can't allow them to take it and run with it. It's yours for the asking. You got to box out and get the enemy that's trying to oppress you. Get the enemy that's trying to overtake you. Get the enemy that's trying to infiltrate. Get the enemy that's trying to get your trophy. You got to box out the enemy and tell them, you know what? You don't even want this smoke. You don't even know who you're dealing with. You see people, you know what they think? They think meek is weak. They don't realize that a lot of us have been converted. And when the Lord saved us, he didn't just save us, he saved you. Because he knew that if the unsaved Valerie got a hold of you, it would be some smoke in the city. He knew that. You know what? And sometimes we don't even change our mannerisms. We just have to tweak it. And we put a little sanctification, a little sweetness on it. But like I tell y'all, we serve a God that is a Jesus that's the lion and the lamb. Sometimes he allows me to be the lamb, but sometimes he allows me to be the lion. And just because you are a believer, just because it's boxed out. Thank you, Tara. I knew I had my sports girl. This is my sports girl on the line. You know, she was D1. She played volleyball, but I know she knows about some other sports. Look, I mean, we cannot in this season afford. We cannot afford to let the enemy infiltrate. We cannot afford to let the enemy get those rebounds. We need those rebounds. We need to bounce back. We need to affirm in our lives that just when I fell down, I'm not staying down. We got to affirm that because this didn't work out doesn't mean I'm gonna, abandon ship. Just because it did not happen in the amount of time that I wanted it to happen in doesn't mean, so again, tell the enemy you don't want this smoke. And for these people that's constantly trying to tear you down, constantly allowing y'all, this is my t-shirt week. Y'all, my t-shirt, I can't tell y'all, but y'all just stay tuned for the t-shirt I'm having on tomorrow. But I'm telling you, let me tell you where you are when it comes to the enemy. Right here. The enemy keeps you in his mouth or her mouth. The enemy keeps you on his mind or her mind. Because what they're doing is they're trying to constantly strategize and figure out, how can I tear this person down? How can I break down their defense? How can I break down that wall that they built up of faith? How can I break down this wall of confidence that they built up? How can I break down this trust that they built in the Lord? How can I break down when they face certain things and they're trying to overcome it, and their heart is healed, and their mind is restored, and their joy is restored, and they feel renewed? How can I infiltrate that? How can I contaminate that? You don't want this smoke though. Devil, you don't want this smoke. When you get scratching your head like that, you like, you for real, for real. You don't want this smoke. We cannot afford, that's it, Bernie. We cannot afford infiltration in this season. So we have got to be strategic. I see more people on here than I see likes or loves. Y'all cheap. Yeah, I need y'all to come on and push me now. I know I ain't been here for a while, but I need y'all to push me. Love and share if you will. But look, I'm telling you, when the enemy saved, when the Lord saved us, he didn't just save us. He saved the enemy. And sometimes we talk about Peter, and I ain't talking about the Kirk Franklin saga, with the whole cussing folks out. But Peter just didn't play. Let's just talk about let's talk about that. Are we ready for that conversation? Are we ready for the conversation that Peter just didn't play? Peter did not allow you to disrespect who he was. And in this season, what you're not going to do, you're not going to disrespect my progress. You're not going to disrespect my destiny. You're not going to disrespect my purpose. You're not going to disrespect my path. I'm just not going to allow you to disrespect certain things. You don't have to like me. You're going to respect me, though. You're going to respect the calling that's on my life. You're going to respect the favor that's on my life. Same for you. They ain't got to like you. Oh, but what they going to do is they going to respect you. They're going to see, and for them. And I said this on something else. The more they try to tear you down, the more the Lord is going to build you up in their very presence. Baby, they just better take a seat and get some popcorn, because the show about to start. The Lord has so much in store for you. And the crazy thing is, and I did a TikTok video that I shared today about Judas. And I said, whether they are a full-fledged Judas or whether they just a thorn in your side that won't go away, I need for us to understand that they have purpose, but they don't want this smoke. What they don't want is this smoke, because the smoke consists of the glory of God, the all-consuming fire of God. Burn it up. Man, what? That's how we rolling. We rolling with matches. Remember, it was a little movie. I think the movie was called Firestarter. The little girl. We fire starters around this piece. We shutting down, y'all. I got bugs flying to my ring light. We are fire starters in this piece. We consuming stuff that ain't like God. We consuming stuff that's not just meant to tear us down, but when you see it about to tear somebody else down, nip it in the bud. Sometimes we could stop a lot of foolishness if we just shut off the nonsense. You come at me talking about some nonsense, guess what? I'm gonna shut it down. And let me tell you what the enemy will do. The enemy will allow, hear me, the enemy will allow an imp to confide in somebody. Hear me good. That's trying to tear you down, and don't realize that the person is a supporter of you. Don't realize that the person is somebody that's praying for you, somebody that considers you a friend. And so what they think they're doing is they think they're sowing seeds of discord, but they don't realize you just really told somebody that's on my camp. You didn't realize they was in my camp, but you just told somebody in my camp something negative. You told somebody in my camp a lie. You told somebody in my camp something false to tear my name down. The same thing happened to you. Might not be just the exact way that it happened, but I'm telling you, there are some people that they don't realize they talking to a supporter. They don't realize they talking to a Bernie Mac supporter. They don't realize they talking to a Valencia supporter. They don't realize they talking to a Hot Rod Peterson supporter. They in the principals meeting riding, and they saying this, that, and the other, but they don't realize the person that they talking to about you too is somebody that's on your home team. See, you gotta and just because we don't always publicize who we are connected to, man, you don't realize. Remember when David had to go and seek refuge in the enemy's camp, and David was among the enemies? He had to live among the enemies that operate. It's the same thing sometimes. People are in your camp, and everybody think y'all ain't got no history, and you got history. The Lord will send people to fight for you, and you don't even know they fighting for you. The Lord will send people to tear down rumors, and you don't even realize that God got somebody working it out on the back end. You don't even realize it, and before you know it, the rumor been shut down, or the enemy got egg on their face, or got to pick their face up off the floor because it's cracked. When the person that they confided in said, what's wrong with Bernie Mac? What's wrong with Angela? She cool people. What's wrong? She encouraging people. What's wrong with Rod Peterson? He help people out anytime you ask. What's wrong with Tracy Lynn Logan? I read her book. It should be a bestseller. What's wrong with Angela Holmes? Yeah, she ain't, come up in church with no big hats on, but the girl got some fire. She got a prayer life. See, God will sit. The word says he will avenge his own elect. They cry out day and night. He will fight for you, or he will send some. So he will send some goons. The Lord got goons on the staff. He got some goons on the staff. The Lord will send somebody to fight for you, or he will equip you to fight. And if he equip you to fight, baby, that's when you got to tell the enemy. You got to scratch your head like this, like, enemy, you don't want this smoke. You want to think about it before you come at me like that. You want to think about it before you talk crazy about me. You want to think about it before you try to set traps for me. You want to think about it before you try to turn my name down. You want to think about it before you try to come for my family. You want to think about it before you try to come for my kids. You want to think about it before you try to come for my husband or my wife. You better think about it real good now. You better think about it before you try to come for my health. You better think about it before you try to come for my finances, because I'm in beast mode when I go in my prayer closet. I'm in beast mode when I go before the Lord, and he strengthens me to fight. He strengthens me for battle. He strengthens me to go through. He strengthens us for the journey. So you don't want that? Baby, that's it, Angela. We some healers in the spirit. They don't know we around here slaying giants. We around here tearing down the kingdom of the enemy. We around here tearing up the enemy's camp. We down here. We are some spiritual assassins on the case. People don't understand it. So why you trying to play with me? Why they trying to play with you? You better tell them, you don't want this smoke. This ain't what you want. This is so not what you want. This is not in your best interest to come at me. It's not in your best interest to try to attack me. It ain't in your best interest to try to tear me down. But that's what I was saying. The enemy should have got you when you didn't know who you were. The enemy should have got you when you were in the midst of chaos and you were surrounded by darkness. See, the enemy shouldn't have let you see the marvelous light. Because once you see the marvelous light and you realize and know who you are, that's what you begin to operate. You begin to operate like Muhammad Ali, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. That was one of the cockiest men, but he was so respected because he knew who he was. He knew what he brought to the table. And even in his losing season, he talked winning words. Woo! Hear me and hear me good. Even in his losing season, he talked winning words. That's it, Valencia. I ain't no punk in the spirit. I ain't no punk in the spirit. We coming. We some heavy hitters in the spirit. Don't forget to love and share if you on the line. Man, I'm telling you, we are equipped to handle it. We're a fixer. We're Olivia Popes in this situation. We're the fixer. We gonna get it. We gonna get it handled. We gonna get it solved. And we got the right tools. I got the right connections. See, I got prayer partners, and I call them what do I call them? Prayer hounds. That's what I call them. I have prayer hounds on the case. I know who to text in a 911 situation and say pray. I know who to text in a 911 situation and say we got to tear this down. I know who to call in a 911 situation and say we touching and agreeing. And they're my prayer hounds right there. Them the goons. That's the goon squad right there. And when we come out. We don't come to play. As my sister Shonda Smith said, we don't play with the devil. We play no games with the devil. We don't play sorry with the devil. We don't play Monopoly with the devil. We don't play Yahtzee with the devil. We don't play Jenga with the devil. Because when you trying to tear us down, all we do is win, no matter what. They don't know. Yes, ma'am. The goon squad. The goon squad, Karen McKinney. You know you on the goon squad. You on that text thread. So again, what we doing in this season? We telling the enemy, you don't want this smoke. Stay away from my children. Stay away from my children, devil, because you don't want this smoke. Stay away from my finances, because you don't want this smoke. Stay away from my health. You don't want this smoke. Stay away from my job. You don't want this smoke. The overall enemy. Then you got straight up enemy people, and the enemy will use people. He will use whoever he will. And sometimes but you got sometimes that people know you ain't gonna disrespect me. You're not gonna disrespect my calling. You're not gonna disrespect the struggle that I've gone to get where I am now. And I've said this before. Some people see where you are now, and they feel like you don't deserve a seat at the table that you're sitting at the head of. You absolutely do. They don't realize that you came from hard trial and tribulation. They don't realize the nights you had to cry. They don't realize the times you spent laid out before the Lord. They don't realize the old people, the grandmamas and the aunties and the church mothers and all those people that prayed over you and said no weapon formed against you will prosper. They said God cover them in the blood. They said you God's property. Ain't no They don't realize you got some heavy hitters in the back. You got some generals in the gospel on your team that they don't know about. Man, we ain't got time to play with the devil and his nonsense and his silly games and his cliques and his squads and all that nonsense. Man, you better go somewhere. Tricks off the kids. My shirt, you can't see it all. I put a picture up today. It said clowns make $45,000, and here you are being one for free. The enemy is making straight clowns out of some people, and some people making straight clowns out of themselves. But we here for the circles because you don't want this smoke. You don't want this smoke. This ain't what you want. Not in this season. Not when we prayed up. Not when we stronger together. Not when we got people texting us and checking on us and saying, "Hey, is everything well?" In the moment you say no, we on the case, baby. We on the case. We like Scooby Dooby Doo. Where are you? We on the case. Man, we looking for the enemy to tear him down. We are looking to go into the enemy's camp at this time. That's right, Tab. Don't let this cuteness fool you. Don't let the handsomeness fool you. We tell my boss at work Pete has dimples, and we say everybody loves Pete. All he gotta do is smile and show them little dimples. Baby, don't let the dimples fool you. The man is smart. And see, some people they take you, they take you, they don't take you serious. When I say don't take you serious, they don't know what your prayer life is like behind closed doors. They don't know what your faith life is like. They don't know the relationship you got. That relationship, they don't know that one-on-one you got. So they when they come for you, they don't really realize that they just walked into a landmine. They don't realize that they just walked into what's about to be an explosion. They don't realize that. But because when you get mad enough, when you get upset enough, you come out like a roaring lion. You, I said, in the van with Shaggy. Baby, we got some Scooby Dooby Doos on our team. We got some Shaggies and Wilmers and what was the pretty girl name? I can't think of her name or the guy. We got you got a squad that you rolling with, and your squad is not going to let you stay down too long. That's what I want you to hashtag now, squad. For those of you that can't spell that, that's SQUAD. Just hashtag the word squad. That's saying you got a tribe. That's saying you got some people that's in your corner. There's some people that's rooting for you. There's some people that's pushing you on. There's some people that's praying for you when you sleep. There's some people that's lifting you up before God when you somewhere crying and don't realize what's going on. And all of a sudden you feel some strength because somebody was praying for you. It's a song. It's an old song. I can't say this song too many times without crying because I let the words really resonate with me. And the song simply says, somebody prayed for me, had me on their mind, took the time to pray for me. Then it says, Daphne and Fred, thank you. Then it says, I'm so glad they prayed. I'm so glad they prayed. I'm so glad they prayed for me. You got to realize it's some people that are so unselfish that even in the midst of their own going through, even in the midst of their own turmoil, even in the midst of everything that they're going in through their own personal life, they will take the time to call your name out in prayer. I think about my grandparents. I think about the people in the church, the older saints. Somebody prayed for me, y'all. They took the time to pray for me. And then again, it just, I'm so glad they prayed for me. So it is my prayer that I could be half the person that they were to me, that I could pour half as much into somebody as people poured into me, that I could be half of what somebody was to me. If I could just help somebody, then I know that my living is not in vain. The hard times that I've had to go through, the rough times that I had to go through, lessons on faith that I had to take, it wasn't in vain. If I could just uplift somebody, if I could just encourage somebody, if I could just exhort somebody to hold on. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, I cannot quote the words to somebody pray for me without crying. When you think about the people, I ain't talking about that, pray for me. Oh, I will. And they don't get around to it. I'm talking about people that see you broken, people that see you at the worst point of your life, people that see you sick in your body, people that see you going through, and they see and they take the time to pray for you. Y'all, that's a powerful thing. And it's an amazing thing. That's it. See, it's the village. It's the village. I would have lost my mind if it wasn't for the village. I would have committed suicide if it wasn't for the village. I would have killed somebody and been into a one popular if it wasn't for the village. I'd be somewhere shaking at Lakeside if it wasn't for the village. Oh, my shadabako. But I feel God's glory and I appreciate the power of connection. That's why I don't play with people when they say pray for me. I don't play with those words. Pray for me. I don't play with them three words. It's three words I don't play with. I don't play with I love you. I don't play with I got you. And I don't play with pray for me. Because when somebody says pray for me, they need it. They want it. They're crying out for help. They're asking for something. They're looking for a better way. Baby, I'm telling you, in the words of Lily and Lord, I would have been cuckoo. Who with a needle stuck up in my arm, popping some pills somewhere with a bottle turned up. But if it wasn't but for the grace of God, there go I. If it wasn't for my village that God put in my life, that's why I believe in the power of connection. If it wasn't for that, there go I. Could have been me, should have been me, would have been me if it wasn't for the grace of God and if it wasn't for the prayers of the righteous, if it wasn't for the prayers of the people, if it wasn't for the prayers of the ones that loved you. You know, growing up in church, and everybody don't have a story that they grew up in church, grew up in shut-ins and all of that. You ain't even got to have that testimony. Because the thing about it, the thing so bumping about God is whether you came in at 6 o'clock a.m. or 6 o'clock p.m., you get the same pay. We all get the same pay. It's a standard pay. We all get it. So no matter what your background is, whether you grew up as a church baby or whether you came into the fold later, the thing about it is God is so merciful and so great. I thank you for the foundation of prayer. I thank you for the power of prayer. I thank you for the connection of prayer. I thank you for developing a prayer life. There was times when I was, when I was younger, you be like, I don't know, I can't pray like this person. It's a song, Billy Rivers has a song that said, I may not be able to sing like an angel. I may not be able to preach like Paul. You may not be able to pray like that prayer warrior and that prayer intercessor, but that does not mean that your prayer does not have power, because the Lord ain't looking at your word. He ain't looking at all that. He's looking at this right here, as our yonder does it. You know, when she's talking about your heart, he's looking at your heart. What's going on right here? Is your heart clean? Are your hands clean? Is your heart pure? What's going on with your heart? That's what he's looking at. So listen, I appreciate those prayer warriors. You ain't gonna have a prayer life like Mother Frances Kelly. You're not gonna I'm not gonna say a prayer life, excuse me. Your prayer language might not be like that. Your prayer language might not be like John Hannah. Don't look at it and get discouraged. Your prayer has power. It's about what's going on here. I see my sister Joy on here. Joy, you are healed by the wounds in his side. How about Shioba? You are healed by the wounds in his side. Y'all, what I need for you to do tonight, and I know I'm kind of veering a little left because now it's back on track. The Lord showed me, because I told the enemy, you don't want this smoke. And I believe in POA. That's the power of the agreement. I need you to declare something tonight that the enemy don't want the smoke on. What does the enemy not want the smoke on? In Joy, yours is definitely your health. Enemy don't want the smoke on your health. I need for you to go ahead and put, now I'm fighting big bugs. Now I should have bought a can of spray here. I need you to tell me what the enemy, and we declaring it, what the enemy don't want to smoke on. What does the enemy declare it? Declare it, declare it, declare it. What does the enemy not want to smoke on? Some of you, it might be, again, your finances. Some of you might have some personal issues. If you need to make it general, that's fine. Some of you are looking to do some things. Some of you are trying to build your brand. Some of you are trying to branch into business. Some of you are trying to go back to school. What is it that the enemy does not want to smoke on? Little Johnson said it's her health. Enemy, you don't want to smoke. You don't want to smoke when it comes to my health. Shonda says, don't compare your prayer life. That's right, Shonda. That's right. But I told them what you say earlier. We don't play. We plays no games with the devil. We don't play no enemies. Games with the enemy. Marcina says her life. Tara, I know it's yours. I know yours. Your children. You don't want no smoke about my kids. You don't want no smoke about these Upshaw kids. You don't want about the little Heyman Upshaw crew. You don't want no smoke about that. Claiborne says the enemy doesn't want the smoke on mother-in-law. She is on life support. Oh, but we speak life. Oh my God, we speak life. The blood of Jesus cover now. We send guardian angels. We send healing angels to the mother-in-law. We send healing virtue of God. By his stripes, we are healed. By the wounds in his side, we are healed. Oh my God. But I feel his glory. My health, my mind, and my emotions. That's right. We control that we run the emotions. We run this thing. This thing don't run us. My speech impediment, says Ariel. Baby girl, you got it. Health. Misha says my faith. Tracy says my kids, my purpose. So I see it coming in my life. Now, once you have put in what the enemy don't want smoke on, this is going to be my last hashtag for the night. I want you to type in POA. POA. In the world of a teacher, we have so many acronyms. POA simply stands for power of agreement. Stands for the power of agreement. So what you're saying is what everybody is saying the enemy don't want smoke on. I'm standing with the power of agreement with my brothers and sisters on that. For the mother-in-law's health, for the children. Some people are going through divorces. Some people are going through bankruptcy. Some people, I mean, it's all kinds of things. And we go through these things in life. And we know we're not the only ones, but we ask, Lord, how am I going to make it through? How am I going to make it through? How am I going to get through this season? How am I going to go get through this situation? Oh, but you got a squad. The goons are in the house on tonight. Do you hear me? Do you see all these POAs? The goon squad. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? That squad is the Power Rangers. We hear Hitman by the power of Grayskull. We hear She-Ra. We hear Wonder Woman. You got a squad. The Marvel team. You got a squad. You got a squad that's on your side, praying with you and praying for you. When you see out that POA, whatever you put that the enemy don't want smoke on, the power of agreement stands with you. The power of agreement, the power of faith, the power of substance. Baby, we all these POAs. Oh, these are the prayer hounds. And remember, I talked about how important it is just not to say, I'll pray for you, but to sincerely in your prayer time, in your meditation time, in your time with the Lord. Even if you don't remember folks' names, say, God, you know the petitions. Lord, you see and you know. And you will begin to see when you start to put other people's petitions and prayer requests before yours, you will see things, you get on the fast track. You all of a sudden on the speedy track. Because you put somebody else's needs before yours, and God is saying, because you're seeing about my people, because you're being an angel on earth, I'm going to take care of what you asked for. I'm going to start granting stuff in your life. I'm going to start opening doors for you. I'm telling you, the prayer goes on. So what we're going to do, we're going to really simply, I'm going to pray for your ability to stand and to be sustained in this season, and not just to be concerned about your own prayer requests, but the prayer requests of others. Don't forget to love and share. Gracious and eternal God, we thank you for this day that you've allowed us to see, a day that we've never seen before, but a day that you are yet able to prove that you are God. We thank you, God, for the mountains. We thank you for the valleys. We thank you for the highs and the lows. But God, what we are asking for in this season is for the strength and the substance to stand and to withstand, to stand like a tree planted by the rivers of waters, no matter what we may be going through, no matter what we may be facing, no matter what our families may be facing, no matter what the doctors have said, no matter what the attorneys and the lawyers or the judge has said. God, we thank you that we are standing on something different tonight. We're standing on a different level of faith. We're standing on a different level of belief. And God, grant us the strength to talk back to the enemy. Grant us the strength to talk crazy to the enemy. Grant us the strength to be bold enough to tell the enemy what we will not accept in this life. We thank you, God, that we are letting the enemy know tonight, you don't want this smoke. You don't want this fire that's on the inside of me. You don't want this passion that's on the inside of me. You don't want this fight that's on the inside of me, because the Lord has released a lion spirit. And when I come out, I'm coming out for blood. When I'm coming out for victory. I'm coming out for triumph. I'm coming out as an overcomer. We're covering our children. We're covering our spouses. We're covering our families. We're covering our neighborhoods. Everything that's attached to us wins, because the enemy, he don't want this smoke in this season. And if you don't have enough faith to stand on it, those that are weak in faith, God, do it for our faith. Do it on our belief. Do it because we decreed it, and because we declared it, and because we called it to be so, because we spoke it into the atmosphere, because we spoke it into the environment, because you said what we bind on it, but what we bind on in earth is bound in heaven, and what we loose on heaven is loosed on earth. So we loose your blessings, we loose your peace, we loose your freedom, we loose your healing, and we bind up the spirit of affliction. We bind up the spirit of sadness and sorrow. We bind up the spirit of depression. We bind up the spirit of being overwhelmed. But we are coming out like gold. We are coming out victorious. We are coming out like the true champions you formed and created us to be. God, simply remind us who we are. Simply remind us who we are. And years down the line, there will be somebody singing the song, somebody prayed for me, had me on their mind, took the time to pray for me, and they're going to be talking about one of you. They're going to be talking about the prayer warriors that's on the line tonight. Those of you that stood in the power of agreement. Those of you that connected with somebody and say, I touch and agree with you. That's all it is on tonight. Tonight is about the touching and the agreeing. We release the spirit of healing of brokenness, healing of mind issues, chemical imbalances, heart issues where you can't forgive, where you can't love, where you can't move forward, where you think right now is always, where you think what you went through before, those past traumas that are hindering us. God, we release them on tonight and we say we're moving forward. God, help us to be who you called us to be in this season, and help us to walk around as spiritual arsonists, spiritual firefighters, telling the enemy he better carry a fire extinguisher, because if he come after us, he gonna get the smoke. If the enemy comes after you, he's gonna get the smoke. He's gonna get the fire. He gonna get it. We gonna light his tail up, because in this season we play no games with the enemy. We thank you for the power. We thank you for the peace. We thank you for the glory. We thank you for the deliverance. We thank you for the manifestation. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Again, y'all, you are a pack of matches. That's all you are. You're a spiritual arsonist. You're a spiritual firefighter. And in this season, anything that comes to destroy your peace, anything that comes to tear you down, hey, my BFF Sean, anything that comes to kind of to manipulate you and take you out of your place of peace, baby, like that match. And like Bernadette in what was that movie? Waiting to Exhale, like that match, toss it, and you better strut off. You better strut off. Male and female, you better walk it off. Light the match, light the fire, burn, baby, burn, and walk it off. In this season, we play no games with the devil, and we are going in the all-consuming fire and the power of the Holy Ghost. And the thing about it is, when we tear stuff up, it can be pieced back together. You shred something, it can be pieced back together. But when you burn, baby, burn, it ain't nothing but ashes to ashes and dust to dust. And in this season, that's what we telling the enemy. You don't want this smoke. It's ashes to ashes, dust to dust. You don't want to fool me. You don't want to mess with me, because I'm going to tear your kingdom down. And I'm not just going to tear you down. I'm taking down some of your imps. I'm taking down some of your squad, enemy. I'm coming for you, and we gunning for you, and we looking for you. Your name is on our hit list. Nah. You know, when somebody hit you and you get your lick back, we coming to get our lick back. And when we come to get our lick back, we coming back like with a TKO. We coming to knock you out. I ain't gonna say it like Smokey and Friday, but we coming to knock the enemy out. I ain't gonna say it like Kirk Franklin told Carry On, but we coming to knock the enemy out. We ain't playing no games with the devil. Do you hear me? Listen, I'm about to get out of here. Daylight savings time is still kicking my tail. You lose an hour, it seems like you lost 12. I don't know what's going on, but I just needed you to be strengthened and empowered on tonight, knowing that what's residing on the inside of you. Don't give up. Don't let go. Hold on. Get a real good grip. Get you some prayer goons. Get you some prayer hounds. Get you a goon squad. Get you some folks that's going to get in the gutter with you. Get some folks that's going to lay in that floor with you when you crying out before the Lord, and they don't mind getting in the floor, tearing up. You cry, they cry. Everybody got a box of Kleenex. Them type of people you need in your life. You going through something, first thing they say, oh, what a blessed oil. Start anointing stuff. Open up the door. Let that spirit out. You know, that's how we grew up. That's how we grew up old school. My grandma would say, open up that door. Get on out of here. We even do that at church every now and then. Spirit of heaven is coming in too heavy. Seems like we fight too many demonic attacks. You better open that door. Oh, you got to get on out of here. You can't reside here, clown. You can't stay here, clown. You got to go, enemy, because you don't want this smoke. Yes, she said it. Okay, so I'm out of here, you all. I thank you for walking this journey with me. I absolutely love you guys. Hey, Tangie, my missionary Tangie, you got to go back and catch the replay. I'm about to get out of here. Don't forget to love and share if you have not already done so. Everybody's not a sharer. I understand that. Even if you're not a sharer, go ahead and simply love the video. Try to build my numbers up, trying to build my audience up. Because I really believe that my word is for more than just, my cousins. Y'all are my cousins, y'all my kin folks, y'all my people. I believe the word is goes beyond that. And I believe that the Lord is going to set a platform, not just for myself, but for those of you that are in ministry, those of you that have written books, those of you that have CDs, those of you that have a dance ministry, those of you that is branding something. The Lord is about to enlarge some territories in this season. Remember the prayer of Jabez? We are musical people. We get caught up on the trends. And the prayer of Jabez became famous because it was a song that Donald Lawrence did. But I challenge you to go back and to listen to the prayer of Jabez this week. Go back and listen to the prayer of Jabez and quote over your life, Lord, enlarge my territory. Enlarge my territory in this season. Enlarge my territory in front of the people that said that I could not do it. In front of the people that said that I would not make it. In front of the escort them on out, Marcina. You already know. Just because you sit at the table the other day don't mean you get to sit at the table today. I will escort you out of my life. I will escort you out of my circle. And you realize sometimes you realize you've been fooling with a sheep, a wolf in sheep's clothing. You realize you've been fooling with somebody you didn't realize who you was dealing with. But when the scales have been removed from your eyes, and sometimes you gotta escort people out of your life, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay to realize that some people were only in your life for a season. But what I am saying to you, those of you that put conferences on, those of you that's working in any type of thing that requires people, where you're pouring out into people, I am telling you in this season, the Lord is creating platforms. Notice I did not say a stage. I didn't say a stage. He's creating platforms. Some people, they like, I'm on the set. This the set. No, this ain't no play. We ain't on the set. This real life. This real life. I got real issues. I got real goals. I got real things that I'm working for and toward. We got real anointing over here. You know, we got real relationship over here. This ain't no set. This ain't no stage. This ain't none of that. But God is setting platform. He's creating a platform for you. Whatever your ministry is, He's creating a platform in this season. But pray the prayer of Jabez over your ministry, whatever it is. And ministry ain't always behind the pulpit, y'all. That's a whole nother live for a whole nother day. Some of you do lives. You try to encourage. I pray that your numbers increase. I pray that your numbers increase tenfold. Those of you that are selling books, those of you, Misha's a praise and worship leader. This is not a performance, baby. We ain't on the stage. This is not a performance. This is not a test. This is a real emergency going on. It's called life. Your real emergency is called life, and we live in it. So we ain't got time to be on no set. We ain't got time to be on no stage. We ain't performing. We got real tears. We got real tears flowing. We got real heartbreak going. We got real issues. And that's what we're talking about. And that's what we're navigating through. That's what we're praying about. And that's what we're pushing through. You got all kind of spirits people are fighting. All kind of demonic forces that's coming against people. It's so many accidents that I've been hearing about lately that are killing, that are taking people's lives. Car accidents. That's back on the rise. I mean, although it never declined, but now it's like in the past week or two, I've heard of like 5 people. No. One family, it was a family of 4, and I think the lady was pregnant. So that's fine. We had one of our church members, a musician that people were talking about it. So at least 8 to 10 people that have perished in car accidents in the past 2 to 3 weeks. It's a demonic attack. And you don't want this smoke. Because what you do is you get us in a place of prayer. You get us in a place of submission. You get us in a place of being at the throne of Jesus. You get us at the place of being at the foot of the cross. And when we get to that place, we're in a dangerous place. Because we come out like on one. When we come out of the presence of God at that caliber, at that level, we own one. So I ain't got time for your pretty prayers. Yeah, I know pretty girls pray. I'm one of them. I know handsome men worship. I understand. I got me one. But at the same time, I ain't trying to be pretty in this moment. I ain't trying to sip tea and blot my face. I done told y'all that before. When I go before the presence of God, when I go before the throne of grace, we're dealing with some real issues that we ain't got time. That's when you get that ugly cry. You know, that ugly cry that you want to cover your face. That's when you get that ugly cry, when you got real stuff that you dealing with. People, kids, the carry on and Kirk situation. You think about the dysfunction that some parents and their children have. And it's a constant battle and a constant fight. And we want reconciliation and we want restoration. It's some real battles going on. You got some people that are barren, want to have kids. Some people that have had kids. And hey, recently, I just read where one person that I knew that was pregnant, stillborn. I know that happened to another young lady a few months ago, and we were praying for the heartbeat to come back. My line sister, she had the baby, and a month later, the baby died. We got real life for real issues that we dealing with, and so we ain't got time to pray with you. We ain't got time for a play word. We ain't got time for we ain't got time for no shenanigans. We ain't got time for throwing out over the pulpit. We ain't got time for folks trying to make their name great. We ain't got time for folks trying to be famous and not. We ain't got time for that. We got real issues that we are dealing with that's pushing people to the brink of breaking. But what's not going to happen on my watch is you ain't going to break on my watch. Now, you might be in the whole lot, but what I'll be doggone if you break, because you got, again, some prayer hounds on the case. You got some POA sisters and brothers that have agreed and touched and agreed with you. You got people, my sister Joy, I'm sure she don't mind me sharing this testimony, in and out the hospital, dealing with particular health issues, but the devil is a lie. Her ministry is dance. See, I can have surgery and still sit here and talk. Her ministry is dance. So what the enemy is trying to do is to attack her health, where her recovery time so long. It's like, and then she feels it like, you know what, God, what am I supposed to be doing? Now the other day, the enemy fooled with my voice. I sounded like Barry White. I did. I was at a funeral and I had to read the resolution and acknowledgments. I stopped reading in the middle of what I was supposed to do and called up my pastor's wife to do it because my voice sounded so bad. And I said, I don't want to take away from this moment. So the enemy tries to get you with what he knows where your power is. My power is in my voice. So if you take my voice, you trying to mute my voice, you ain't gonna do that. The enemy, he comes for some of y'all through your children, some of you through your spouses, some of you through your finances, for your folks at work, all that foolishness. What's not gonna happen is you ain't finna win. You finna get this smoke is what's gonna happen. That's what's going to happen. Enemy gonna get this smoke. He gonna get this smoke tonight. So somebody gonna let them know. Go on and text the enemy. Y'all know some of my enemies because they don't talk to you. They don't talk to you about me. I know they have. I don't get the phone calls. Go on and tell them they don't want this smoke. They want to keep my name out there. Now they can let them keep talking. I take that back. Let them keep talking. Because that's how the table is spread. But just let them know. She gonna have a big old feast. Just let that enemy know. She gonna have a big old spread. He gonna have a big old spread. You created the spread. You enemy. All that talk. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get out. All that talking they back there doing. All that talking they back there doing. All that they back there doing. They the ones back there cooking. They the ones back there cooking. I'm gonna say this. I was on the Holy Ghost prayer revival line. Evangelist Sheena Towns does a prayer line on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And so last Thursday, she had Pastor Eric McCright on the line. And he told his story. I'm gonna tell the same story. I hope I tell it right like he told it. So he said there was a lady that lived next to an atheist. There was a lady that lived next to an atheist. You know what an atheist believes or does not believe, okay? So the lady, she got behind on her rent. She said, Lord, I need you to make a way on the rent. Well, the atheist went down and paid the ladies rent, paid the ladies mortgage 3 months, but that was behind and 3 months in advance. Then the lady didn't have no groceries. So she said, hey, handsome. So the lady didn't have no groceries. So she said, Lord, I don't have any food, but you see, no, that was the last one. Take that back, forget the groceries. So she prayed about the house note. She was behind. The atheist went and paid it. She prayed about her car note. The atheist went and paid it. She prayed about some other things that she needed done. The atheist went behind and did it. The last thing she prayed for was some groceries. Last thing she prayed for was some groceries. So the atheist went and bought them and set them on the doorstep. So when the lady opened the door to go get the groceries, she started rejoicing and praising God. Yes, Lord, you did it. Just pray. You know how we do when we pray for it come to pass. And the atheist jumped out and said, aha, I caught you. All that stuff that you thought God did, I did. It wasn't God. It was me. And then the lady really started praising God and really started acting a fool. And he said, what you praising God for now? She said, God, I thank you that not only did you do it for me, but you made my enemy pay for it. I'm telling y'all something. Y'all don't know when to shout. Y'all don't know when to rejoice. I got to get this story down, Pat. The Lord will allow your enemy to be your footstool. Your enemy will be the reason you got blessed. The more your enemy talking about you, people want to know more about you to find out what's the real you. What's the real Bernie Mac? What's the real Tangier Moore? What's the real Misha Pearl? The more the enemy talks, the more God is gonna bless you at the expense of your enemy. So get ready to buy some thank you cards and some Christmas cards, and we're gonna send them to our enemy. I sure do thank you, because I got one enemy in particular, baby. They gonna get a grant. They gonna get a gift from me. They gonna get a cash out. They gonna get some from me, because baby, they don't know how they blessing me. Keep your mouth on me. We say stop talking. And I got a shirt. My shirt is gonna kind of contrast with what I just said. But y'all just know I'm kind of sarcastic. But let them keep talking. My daddy say, let the ditch diggers dig. Let the liars lie. Let the talkers talk. Man. Thank you, Bernie. Yeah, I think you witnessed. So you okay? I pretty much I gotta iron out some of them kinks. So next time I tell it, I ain't got too many to go back and try to fix it. But baby, I'm gonna tell you, the Lord will lift you up at the enemy's expense. The enemy will be your escalator. Your enemy. What when that's a post right there, y'all. Just when you get off live, go ahead and post it. Just make sure you tag me in it. My enemy is my escalator or your elevator, whichever one you want to take. Your enemy is the one that's lifting you up. Your enemy is the one that got the people in the sound room saying, get ready for takeoff. It's your enemy that's doing it, baby. You keep on talking. My granddaddy used to do this thing, and we would say, "Ooh, granddaddy, you look so good." My granddaddy Bishop Lee Wood. "Ooh, granddaddy, you sharp today. Ooh, granddaddy, you so handsome. You look good." Granddaddy would say, "Keep talking." Man, the enemy keep running their mouth against you. Look at the enemy, say, "Keep talking, cause you finna get this smoke." That's what you gonna get. You gonna keep talking, and you gonna get this smoke. He's only preparing. The word says, and we got to believe what the word says. He prepares a table before us in the presence. He go by Shia of our enemies, and just because You present at the table don't mean you get an invite to sit down. Baby, it's gonna be standing room only at your party. It's gonna be standing room only at your celebration. That's right, Angela. Say it like my granddaddy said. Keep talking. It's gonna be standing room only at your celebration. It's gonna be standing room. Tangent say I got plenty of cars. Stop by. Okay, Tangent, I'm gonna take you up on it, baby. Look, Bug is gonna get a cash app in the mail, and it's gonna simply say thank you. Y'all gonna know it's from me because they probably gonna put some online about it. It's gonna be like that crazy Valerie City. Baby, I ain't crazy. I'm just declaring the word of the Lord. I thank you. I thank you that you pushed me into my place of greatness. I thank you that you pushed me toward more invitations. I thank you that you push people want to really get to know who Val B is because you done said talk so crazy. Baby, look, you know, they say lift up your hands and tell the Lord thank you. You know what Mother Lipper used to say, lift up your hands and tell the Lord, lift up your hands, tell the, lift up your hands and tell your enemy thank you. I appreciate the push. I appreciate the talk. I appreciate the backroom conversations. I appreciate the text messages that you send out trying to tell somebody down. Even it's people that have been in form of covenant with you. And when y'all fall out, they try to tear you down. They try to send screen. So go ahead and tell who was once, somebody close in your circle. And now they're either a Judas or a thorn in your side or, whatever you want to call it. Man, just tell them thank you. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it's frustrating. Yes, it's irritating. Ask me how I know because I'm living in that moment. But baby, keep on talking. In the words of Bishop Lee Ward, keep talking. And the more you talk, the more they talk, the more you're going to be blessed, the more you're going to be uplifted, the more your name is going to be in the mouths of other people and not in a negative way. I said something the other day on the thing. I said the enemy is talking. The enemy is talking, but this time nobody's listening. Nobody's listening. Nobody's listening. That's right, Tab. Thank you for talking about me. Thank you for sending out that text message about me. And make sure y'all, I'm going to tell y'all this. I saw my sister Marquita put this on Facebook, Marquita Caldwell, and I had a post like similar to it and I couldn't find it. But men and women, I want you to take a real cute picture, real cute, real fine, real handsome picture and put it on, and post it so that when they show people your picture, they'll have a cute picture. When they show them and say, this is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I can't stand him. I can't stand her. He this, she that. Baby, they're gonna have a cute picture. Make sure and I'm a show take cute one say, make sure you can't hear me. Oh, Misha must be just talking about that. Make sure you got a cute picture so they have some cute to reference when they start showing people who you are. They can see how fly you are. When they show they pull out their phone, go to your Facebook page. Like this her, this him. Baby, I'm gonna be so fly. I'm gonna be so fly on that picture. You better be fly on your picture. Put some cute pictures up on Facebook so when they reference you, baby, they gonna have that's it, Bernie, baby. When they reference you, baby, they gonna have that look to the side with your little color on your locks. They can't fool with you. Angela, you got your hair cut with your little designs in it. Stu, you got your pretty long hair. Man, I'm trying to tell you, folks better go on somewhere with this dust. They finna get all the smoke. They finna get it. Okay, y'all, I've been out here long enough. Oh, almost an hour. My God. It's way past my bedtime. I have a whole job that I need to get ready for. Get ready to go. I miss Bishop too, Stu, but he lives in our heart. I promise you he does. I see so many things and it just reminds me of him. But I love you all. Thank you for taking this journey with me. Thank you for taking this walk with me. We are better together. We are stronger together. We are the goons. We are the prayer hounds. We are Scooby Doo. I don't know who Daphne is. I don't know who Fred is. I don't know who Scooby is. I don't know who Shaggy is in the group. I don't even know who car gonna be the van. But we coming out like troops. You call for a SOS or a 911. The prayer hounds on it. We are on it. Do you hear me? We are on it. No questions asked. We going before God in prayer and we're tearing the enemy's kingdom down. All right. I love you guys. Don't forget, follow me on TikTok. TikTok, I think it's Valby _ the purpose pusher. I repost my videos on Facebook. Go ahead, check out the video I did this morning. You call those victory moments. They're only 1 minute. I did one this morning on Judas. And it didn't get much traction. I think I posted it off time. But check it out for me. Y'all love and share. Y'all, that's the only way, y'all kind of help me build. Y'all are my brick builders. Y'all help me build. So I thank you and I appreciate you for trusting the God in me, for trusting me enough to encourage you when I do come on, for following with me. And some of y'all stay the whole entire time. And so I pray that something I've said or done has blessed you to run on to see what the end is going to be, right? Okay, I love you guys. I will see you all this week. I think I'm going to do a lunch conversation probably Wednesday. No, but I think we're going to have visitors in the building on Wednesday. So either one day this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm going to do a lunch conversation. We're going to talk about something that the Lord has really dropped in my spirit. All right. Love you guys. Make today, day is over with. Make the rest of your week great. make it great on purpose. I sent my fiance to get gas in my car, and he been gone for a whole he been gone for like 3 hours. So I need to make sure he ain't try to rob no banks or nothing in my vehicle. Y'all see my car out there? Somebody let me know. I don't know where your page is. Yeah, time to put an APB out on. All right then, love you guys. I will catch you later. Catch you at the top because that's where you all will find me. Blessings.